Today topic now we talk about mental health. How whether it dey good or it dey bad. This one where government say they go check for children for school everywhere. And me una remember say this our topic today, and this show where you dey see na Christ the Rock International na dey power am. Na them be the people where they power this program. Person where I dey with today, my sister Omalecha, fine girl, no pimple.
Good afternoon.
My sister no Yibo, you say good afternoon. My sister,
How are you?
You welcome
Thank
to
you.
Anything Goes with Chichi Zubi.
Thank you very much.
You fit tell us wetin be your name,
Okay.
and tell us wetin be your name and wetin you dey work. Abeg.
All right, so my name is Edith Adebayo, and by profession, I'm an occupational therapist.
Okay.
And I work with people living with a mental health condition.
Oh.
So at the moment, I actually work with the older adults, but our skills are transferable.
Okay.
So I will say that to some extent, I have some knowledge
Okay.
about how mental health can affect people.
Okay. My people, when I don't hear them now, our sister here, Sister Edith, Mrs. Sister Edith Adebayo, don't tell you now wetin be homework and how you go take do them today. You don't tell them. You don't tell us to. So any question where you get, anything where you know, say you want ask for this topic today, we be saying mental health now, government carry come for our children, you know. So anything where they bother you about it, for me itself, it they bother me too. So make una call us for 0752 3015 300. 075-230-15300. Make we holler us, make we talk how we go take see how we go solve this one where they come so now, because this one another thing where we say we know how it go affect us, we be African people, and where it go affect we self, we be where our children African and the British, we don't know how they go take combine them at all. So anything where you know, say you go fit tell us, where go help us, or anything where you know, where you want to know, where go help you, I beg, make una call us, yeah? Sister Edith is here to help us, to talk to us, and I know say everybody go dey happy today. My sister, welcome again.
Thank you.
Wetin be mental health, please?
Okay. Mental health is part of something that can affect a human being. So there are different things that can affect a human being. One is physical health. One is even social health. So obviously physical health, we mean like things like any physical health problem that will affect someone. So even things like diabetes, stroke, high blood pressure, cholesterol, or broken leg, those are all physical health problems. And we have social problems as well that can affect a person, like maybe they are going through a divorce, or they're going through bereavement or homelessness. And then those things, coupled with environmental factors, affect someone's mental health. And what that means is that it will lead the person to be feeling maybe depressed or even psychotic. So in mental health, we sort of say that someone can have a mental health condition that can be organic, for example, dementia, or can be psychotic when they hallucinate and they get they experience things that are not real. Hallucinations can be auditory, can be visual, or they can just be non-psychotic where they become depressed or anxious. So when things happen and there's an imbalance in our life or in a person's life, they experience a mental health decline. Okay. So from my professional point of view as an occupational therapist, we believe that a person's life has to be balanced. The person must be having a full life in terms of their self-care, their productivity, and their leisure. When there's a problem in this combination, it will lead to the person having occupational deficits affecting their activities of daily living. And that's where mental health starts.
So what do they tell us now? Because you say you are an occupational therapist.
Yes.
So how you can take concern mental health?
Yeah.
Now I no can understand.
Yes.
Make you explain to us, Abeg.
Okay, so as an occupational therapist, I'm actually a therapist, so I can help people to gain a balance in the activities of daily living. I can look into a person's life, look at their engagement, look at what they do, and help them to create meaningful activities. Because what happens is that where there's a problem in somebody's physical, mental, or social life, or their environment, it affects them.
Yeah.
So they cannot be themselves, they cannot live well. So that's where we, as a therapist, we come. So that's what we look at. We look at occupation. Occupation are the things that people do on a daily basis that are meaningful to them. So occupation can be something to do with your self-care, how you brush, you have your bath, you eat, you take your medication, or leisure, you know, you going out with your friends, socializing, or productivity. You go to work, or you're even a grandma looking after your grandchildren. That's also productivity. Or you're working in the voluntary sector.
Okay.
So we believe that when there's an imbalance in that flow, the person will need the support of an occupational therapist who will support them, enable them, you know, support them to create goals that will help them achieve meaningful activity so that their life will be stable and balanced.
Oh, okay. You know, say this program is good because me I don't know before, say so they work together.
Yes.
So you know, say my sister say we dey talk about our young people.
Yes.
For this program this month, we dey talk about youth and the problem where youth they get now and the parents too. And last week we talk about saying how our black people they kill themselves, they do this one, they do that one, and we don't know where the problem they come from. Whether the problem they come from government, or they come from training from home, or they come from the children themselves. We don't know. So now, I come. We over here for news. Say then they talk. Say government now go for school from primary school. Go they check children with mental health. How that one go take work?
Yeah.
You support that kind of thing?
Yes, I do. I believe that Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, has brought a good initiative. Because most of the people that we find out that they have mental health, sometimes it starts from childhood. So for information purposes, in the community where we live in Medway here, we have the first level of mental health practitioners who work in the camps, the children and adolescent mental health services. They take care of people with mental health problem from the age of 0 to 18. And then we then have the adult mental health, they call it the community mental health team, which goes from 18 to 65. And then we have the older adult mental health team from 65 and above. So there are structures in place already for people's mental health to be looked at. And it's not just a professional like me. We have mental health nurses, psychiatrists, psychologists, social workers. We all work together, counselors, to help and support people's mental health needs. So the whole idea is that when someone's mental health is caught, the problem is caught from childhood, hopefully with the correct support and intervention, we can help them so that things will not decline further. When things decline further, they begin to need other mental health teams, like the crisis teams, like the mental health inpatient wards. And that puts a lot of pressure, not only on the individual, on the family, and even the community, and even the pocket of the NHS, to put someone in a bed to receive a mental health psychiatric input. So I think the aim of, because one of the evidence shows that recovery is faster in your own home, in your own environment. So with the initiative of the government going to talk to children from the young age in their schools where they are, and try to solve them, their mental health problems, support them, I think is a good initiative.
Okay. My people, you see my sister, they break them as we go take understand what in they happen. Me, we don't know anything about all these things. You see, say, it don't they tell us now. I beg, make una call the number where they for screen. Make una call them. If you not get anything to say, make una talk them. So that we, if you even get anything to add, to make you add them. So that all of us go learn from this topic today, because it is very, very important. Because this is where we they talk now. Like, we were from Niger, they come, you know. We know say we get something like that, but no be say something where just they go come up one day, they say they won't check children for that one. Do you understand? We, how it go come affect we will be, you know, because of we now, our culture not just take that side at all. You know, because Oyibo now, you go sound them like it's a normal thing, you know. So, you know, cause we be say, na people too, we no know anything about mental health. We know, like if they come for school now, maybe they say they won't check their children. How they go take no say these children, they get problem or they no get problem? How they go take check them? You know, say na professional people, they go check them, but sometimes they do mistake.
Yes,
how they
definitely.
take them?
Yeah, I think it's not only culture that affects our understanding of mental health. Even we as Christians, we sometimes get this belief that as a Christian, you might not suffer mental health problem. So, and like you said, we look at people who have a mental health problem differently back in Africa. But the environment has a lot to play. So you see someone who is having a mental health problem, a breakdown. In Africa, they are running around, they are on the road, banging, singing, drumming, and, you know, picking up dirty items, eating dirty food. You will find children running after them, clapping. Because of the environmental factor, where we have hawkers or we have bus conductors trying to load the bus. But we don't have that here. And also in Africa, we don't have systems in place. We don't have things like the Mental Health Act, which guides professionals when they are trying to carry out, you know, their work. So we don't have section in Africa. There's something like putting someone under the Mental Health Act where you section them. What that means is that you remove them from the community if they are becoming a danger to themselves or to others. So that affects us in Africa. So that's why this kind of program is good, to create awareness for people like you and me who don't understand. That's the first part about culture. And religion too. We Christians, we are sometimes so quick to say, God forbid, you know, it will not happen to us. And what that does is that it stops us from getting help on time. And things might have deteriorated before we know. So just looking at your child and you're seeing that there's some slight changes. Your child is becoming withdrawn. Your child is not as talkative as he used to be. Or your child is as talkative as more than before. Or your child is dressing in a different way. You have to watch those signs. It might be that they are just growing and maturing. Or it might be that there's an underlying factor. And the best way to do it is to know your child and spend time with your child. When they come from school, engage them in discussion, find time to know what they do, what they are up to, the kind of friends they do, check their phone. And you know, age-wise, it's sometimes good to limit them to some things. Complete exposure to everything might not actually be good for every child. And here, that's what happens. They're very exposed to everything. Even things like gay, lesbianism, cross-dressing, cross-gender, a boy wants to be a girl, those kind of things are accepted here. But for our own culture and for our own religious Christian belief, they are not accepted. So it's difficult for you to, you know, help the child. That's why from a young age, the Bible says in Deuteronomy, you have to begin to teach the children the way of the Lord. The Bible says you inscribe the scripture in their hearts, talk to them about the things of God, so that we'll be part of them and they will grow up with it. And you parents continue to be watchful for changes.
Thank you, my sister. And my people, this topic where we dey talk today, don't be the thing to keep quiet. I beg, anything you get to say, I beg, make una call. Anything you get to write, make una write time. Make we dey know what you think. Make we know say this fear where they hold some people, whether it they hold you to, because I know say no be too much bad thing, my sister, but it's still bad thing because like children now where they like if they misbehave for house, you will be mother or father, you will shout, say, I beg, no, they do all this thing, you know. If you go school, they check your mental health. You can't say, my mama they shout for me too much. Maybe from there say my mama they beat me or my pa they beat me. Do you understand? Maybe you know so sometimes they exaggerate something too much. Maybe from there they put eye inside your own family. They put eye inside your own case. How person go do that one? Because then go ask people, whether they go ask parents, say, make we check, or then go just go they check children.
I think for the purpose of the initiative that Theresa May and the government are introducing to bring mental health to school, it was because of the study that showed that there's a high rate of suicide committed among the young people. And those kind of things that you expressed just now, that you were saying about misunderstanding in parents not understanding their children, can lead to a child feeling under pressure or peer pressure, sometimes academic pressure. And in the beginning, I mentioned about social pressure as well can affect the child. Maybe the parents are going through divorce, or the home environment is not conducive, or the parents don't understand the child, you know, and you might have more than one child. Each child is not the same. And expectations. We African parents, we have very high expectations of our children, and we tend to compare our children. So there's not one factor. But the thing is that many children, there's a high rate of children committing suicide in this country. And that's why Theresa May is introducing that initiative. So it's not, the idea is not for the person, the counselor, or the social worker, or the OT who is talking to the child as a mental health practitioner to dig into the family history of the child. The idea is to support and help the child. We believe that children should be in a family setting. The government don't even have the facility to remove children and be putting them all the time in placements. We want to support the family and support the child for them to understand and have, you know, the right structure in place. So that's the whole idea. But because of the way maybe our culture, we become harsh on children, we punish maybe over the expectation of what the government says. So some families have gotten in trouble from that, where children have been removed from them. But we don't hear the full story sometimes. We just say that, oh, this sister, the child was taken away. But there are many, many, many factors that come into play that will lead to that kind of a situation. So it's good to encourage your children to be free with you, to talk to you as mom, to talk to you as dad. Tell you what they are going through. Support them. You don't know, you ask. Like in the church I go, we have different professions there. We have accountants, we have doctors there, we have nurses there, we have people like social workers, people who work in the welfare office, we have people who work in IT. So always seek help from the appropriate person, and be open to learn and be open to change. We shouldn't be too rigid. And at the same time, we should set boundaries with our children. You know, just leaving them like that without boundaries does not help. Watch the friends they keep. They're copying because Peter wants to now be known as Patricia. Me too, I am John. I want to be known as Janet because my friend is doing it. You know, watch the kind of friends they keep and things like that, where they go. Let's not be too bothered with working and church activities and our own friends, and not have time to support our children.
You know, you just said something earlier about, you say like culture and religion. Like as we are Christian now, we don't believe, like you just said, if they say, hey, your child get mental health, hey, God forbid, something like that. You know, our belief say when you reject that, say it no go happen to you, no go happen to you. Whether you read Bible or not, I reject them, it no go happen to me. Hey, God forbid, it no go happen to me. You know, these things now, we carry them from Africa come here, and they work. But some people they work for them, some people they work for them. So if this kind of thing now where they won't come introduce, where they bring and come, and as you say now, say if they ask our children question, they ask them, they check them very well, they do this one, they do that one. You know, say that children get their own right for this country too. They get right now even more than us, we be parents.
Every child matters.
So how do we, how we go take compare them now? Say I be Christian, my pikin, because you get as you go talk, say this girl where you they follow, because that kind of thing don't happen before. Where I see where person tell person say this person where you they follow, no follow that person again, and the thing cause very cause problem. You know, so how as a parent, and which I know you are, for you don't born big children, how you go take, you know, how you they advise us will be parents if something like that come up for your family, how you go take suffer for little one where you know.
I will use an experience from work. Although my experience is not with a child, my experience is an older adult. So I had a patient who is over 70, and she was experiencing some auditory and visual hallucinations. So when she's in her flat, she's hearing people talking, and she's seeing things, but it's only her seeing it. She will tell her children when they come and visit her that, oh, this thing happened, that thing happened, but it's not true. So we realize she's having hallucinations.
And that one is not dementia.
No, that one is not dementia. She's suffering from a psychotic experience.
Okay.
She wasn't. So she was referred. The daughter took her to the GP. GP referred her to the service, our service, and I went to assess her. And the family were so against it that don't mention it. Mental health, God forbid, is not our portion. We are Christians. Where we come from, yes, they are from Africa. So I had to call the daughter aside and explain to her that your mother is experiencing psychotic problem, and she will benefit from medication and therapy. And it took me a long time, so I had to cancel the family first. So I started with the family, not the mother, not the patient, and explain to them that taking medication is not a bad thing. It's just like you have a headache. You're not going to cut off your head because you have a headache. You're going to take Panadol, isn't it? So Christians find it easy to take medication for physical health problem. But when it comes to mental health, we look at it as a taboo. That is because of the way our environment is. We see people with mental health running in the streets. It doesn't happen here because here we have systems and structures to guide against those kind of things. You can't see that many madmen running on the streets in England here. There will be a few. But in Africa, you see that. So that's why people are against it. And in Africa, because of culture, where people believe that somebody's doing you, or maybe it's your in-law, it's your brother's wife, it's your grandmother, it's your husband's wife, your husband's mother, I mean. We believe in that so much. And in my time when I was growing up, I've seen some uncles, 1 week they're happy. They can spend all their money, they will take you out. The next week they are sad. It's when I became a OT and learned about mental health, I knew that was classic symptom of bipolar, mania and depression. But we don't understand it. Or some old women in Africa, you greet them in the morning. When you see them in the afternoon, they say they've not seen you for 1 week. It's dementia. But we don't understand. That's why we are raising this awareness through this kind of program, that mental health matters. We don't have to be looking at it that when you are saying that somebody has bipolar or depression, that means the person is no more a Christian or the person is finished, or no, because there's recovery in mental health. So after explaining to this woman's child, she went back and spoke to her other brothers and sisters and her father, and they agreed. And we started her mother on a small dose of antipsychotic medication, and we introduced therapy. Someone was taking her out, someone was leading. She wouldn't go out, she was afraid. She said they are talking about her. She enters the bus, she said they are all looking at her, they are talking about her, and it wasn't true. So gradually we were exposing her to the community. She was taking the medication, she was having counseling, and before you know it, this is over 2 years, she's not been back. Because she's now recovered, she's stable. But the minute she stops that medication, the likelihood for those symptoms to come back again is there. So just as we take our physical health medication, somebody has diabetes, they take metformin, or they have high blood pressure, they take a anti-hypertensive medication. It's also important that when people have depression, mental health, psychotic, they take medication. So talking about depression, many young children, they tend to suffer from this depression more and anxiety, and it leads to self-harm. You see them cutting themselves. I've seen youths that have cut everywhere in their body apart from their face, and it gives them satisfaction, relief. And in fact, when I worked in London, we even give them pack of first aid. We give them a clean razor, bandage, so they can cut themselves safely and treat themselves safely. This is the youth, not even adult. This is 18 and below, 22 and below. You know, they feel a relief. They are experiencing something which stems from their social factor, even things like Facebook. My friend did this on Facebook. Boyfriend, mommy and daddy are quarreling. Me and my friend, we had an argument. My ex left me. He's now dating my friend. They go through all this kind of problem. It starts affecting them. Compound with the fact that they have pressure of academics, GCSEs, A levels, pressure. Their parents want them to go to uni. You understand? You find the child or the young adult beginning to self-harm, beginning to cut themselves. They feel relief, or some of them will start hearing voices. you are not good, you cannot make it. So that is where the place of prayer comes. And I believe that is the God that we serve that has given the doctors the wisdom to create this medication, and the pharmacist. When you take the medication as a parent, you pray with your child, you support them. Supporting means don't judge me. But we are very judgmental.
Yeah, we are.
I don't want you, Sister Chichi Zubi, to judge me, Edith Adebayo, by your standard. And I don't want to judge you by my standard. So in supporting somebody, what it means is that you're not there to judge them. Because your boyfriend left you, you want to kill yourself, God forbid, you are there to support them, listen to them. Tell them, Mom is here for you. Your boyfriend left you, don't worry. They will make mistakes. We have to be there to support our children. But what we're trying to say is that when we started from a young age of putting the Christian biblical wisdom in them, as they grow old, the Bible says, train up a child, and when they grow up, we are not going to be able to eliminate all the mistakes that we make completely, but at least we can minimize it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they will go to school and hear something different. They will go to their friend's house and hear something different. How that family does it is not how they do it. But when we imbibe cultural values, Christian values, family values in them, as they are growing up, we'll be able to minimize many of the problems that they might face.
Like now, my sister, you talk about this. My sister, I dey sue now. My people are dey sue now. Jen Jack, Ndoka, Elizabeth, all of you are dey sue now. Make una call us too, as una dey write. Jen Jack, you said even sometimes they will tell them to confess their sin so they can get better culture. They can get better culture,
That is the culture. We say, you've committed a sin. That is why this mental health is happening to you. I think that's what Sister Jane Jack is saying. Confess your sin. Even religion can say, confess your sin.
See, as we dey talk this thing now, and say people don't they talk, they bring their own mind into what we dey talk. Now, like if you get 5 years old now, you said mental health can be from 0 to 18 years, and they get adult one from 18 to 65 up, innit?
And then 65 to above.
So you get three different
community team.
Okay. So if we talk about little ones,
yes.
Now, how you go take say a child of 0 age,
yes.
A child of 5 years, a child of 3 years, how you go take ask them question? How you go take say they get mental health?
Okay. What we see about the 0 age newborn babies is from the womb, because the mother maybe was using drugs.
Okay.
And the drug has not affected the child. Or the mother had mental health problem. Maybe, she already had that mental health problem before she became pregnant. So in the course of the pregnancy, there are certain things they expect somebody who is pregnant to take care of themselves. Maybe she was smoking, drinking, partying, using cocaine. That child will be born already having drugs in the system. That's why we say mental health is from 0. So those kind of mother will be monitored. They have a mother and baby units, especially for people with mental health. There's one in Dartford, a unit just for mothers that have had a child that have mental health. The child will have to be monitored. They have what they do for newborn babies who've experienced drugs already. So, and you see, that is where many of our youths, they get that pressure to go into this cocaine, this smoking of weed, and those things, they can induce psychosis.
Yeah.
You see? That's another problem. So that's why they class that mental health from 0.
Okay.
So if it's not quickly addressed from small, you will hear that they say some children they have maybe this attention deficit disorder, ADHD. They will be seeking attention. You understand? I remember my own son when he was small. The school called me. I said he's always seeking attention. So from home, I started working. So like I said, you have to watch your child. That child now, if you are beating the child, you are too stubborn, you are too naughty, you might not be helping the situation. But when you are loving the child, calling the child, sit down, you are running around. Or even a child that talks too much, you call the child for the next 1 hour, just sit down. As a mother, enforce your love on the child. sit down, be quiet. You can do little things in the child, because if you don't do it at home, the community, they are very quick in the school to pick on children, because imagine the woman in the school, in the class, is looking after 30 children.
Yeah.
She cannot really focus on one. So immediately she will be able to say, that one is too stubborn. They will be labeling the child. Before you know, they'll be stereotyping.
Yeah.
That one is doing this. So you have to watch your child from home. There's little the teacher can do. The mom and dad still need to do 80%. But we want the teacher to do 80% while we do 20%. The honor still lies on the mom and dad at home to bring up the child more than the teacher. So that's why we say from small, 5 years, 6 years. If not, the child will be growing with this problem. They will be coming, some of them will now develop a mental health problem we call personality disorder. They will have attention-seeking behavior. They will know how to manipulate people, lie to people. And as a Christian, the Bible says that all those kind of things are like witchcraft. That's where the power of prayer comes in as a mother. You work with the child, you set boundaries, you are firm, at the same time you show love, and at the same time you pray.
My sister, say we be Africans, and it gets some things now where we dey talk. We no believe on this one. Whether we don't dey abroad or Europe for 100 years, but the thing we say, it dey work for us. How we dey do our thing, like get your child, discipline your child. Now it dey work for us, pass. So that's what we think. Say now so in dey work for us. So if you can't bring this thing now, if government won't impose them for people, if you can't bring this kind of thing now, say it will affect us, we be parents.
It's only the children that have the need for a mental health practitioner that will be addressed in the school.
Yeah, but
if your child doesn't have, your child will not need to see that person.
So how would they know, say my child no get, if they never
because
see
the child?
the child
Will not present with those symptoms. So when the child is disruptive in class, the child is, some parents don't attend parents' evening. You don't look at your children's homework. The children in some secondary schools, I don't know about primary school, they have a planner where you are meant to sign every week. Teacher will leave a message there.
In
primary school too.
If
you don't do all those things, how are you going to know? You don't attend PTA, you don't know what your child is doing in school, you don't know their subjects, you don't know their friends, your child is left to their own devices. You don't have boundaries you set in your house. When you put all these things from small in place, when the mental health people come to the school, your child will not be affected. And that's why we are doing this kind of program. You have to play a part in the upbringing of your child, not leave it to the teacher. So that's what we are trying to do. And change our thinking as Black people.
That's
our awareness. We have to be aware that things have moved on. The way we were brought up, my mother can talk to me with her eye. I know what she means. You talk to a child in UK with your eye. The child will tell you, Mommy, did something enter your eye? Or in the house, you're talking to your child. Your child is looking at you. You say, don't look at me. When I'm talking to you, put your head down. But in the school, teacher will say, when I'm talking to you, look at me. They believe in eye contact. So you can see that what they are instructing the child is different. Exactly. So what I do, I tend to go more with what they are living. This is where they are living, and they spend their time in school. Teach your child eye contact. In Africa, we say it's respect to bow your head. When your child finish talking to you, they will still, thank you, mom. When you come home, good morning, mommy, good evening. Those are still respect. But I learned in this country that eye contact is very important. If you go for interview, you don't make eye contact, they won't take you. They feel you are hiding something. You understand? So we have to change too. We should not be too rigid. There are some of our culture that are not good.
Yes.
And there's some of our culture that is good. Like in the Bible, this man called Daniel, when he came to the new country, they want to change his name, change his food, change his culture. We don't need to change our children's food. We don't need to change our children's name. We don't need to change our children's culture. But the bad part of our culture that is not good, that is the one we will remove. A good example, this eye contact. We believe that your children must always bow to you. No, let your child be confident, sit up, stand up, looks up. It doesn't mean that if I'm looking at you, I'm rude. You understand what I mean? So that is how we parents, we have to be understanding what is happening in the system.
So what you they talk, be say, like we will be okuko Igbo, like we be fowl we no we no be oyibo. So we supposed to upgrade.
Yes.
Make we just upgrade. Make we dey follow am as we take see am for here.
Which we have to change.
We have to change.
Yes.
Shebi they say if you go to Igbo, you behave like
exactly.
Oyibo. Anywhere where you go, make you follow
exactly.
that way. Like our children where we born here, make we dey train them the way where they take born.
Exactly.
But as you dey talk like that now, children where they born here, get as they do their own thing. Character wise, and our children too, where they born for Africa. No be say bad thing no dey for Africa. Plenty boku for Africa and they boku for here. So which one where you think say way better now? Is it we go talk say na African the one where we bring African people up, or the one where we bring children up for here? Which one will be better? Because for here, pikin no go look your face, tell you what he won't tell you, insult you, come out for your level. In fact, come out if you dey talk to them, you go come out. As you talk, say eye to eye contact and everything. Now way you talk. But for Africa, if you don't talk to pikin, even if you don't, you go see my mother dey beat me when I don't reach 25 self. Even till today, if I go home, if my mother talk, I no fit dey talk until make she finish wetin dey talk. Even if I no fit do that thing wey in dey talk, I go know how I go take comot for that position wey he put me, wey no go affect am, make me come dey insult am, you know. Wey no go bring insult to her, or bring insult to myself. I go just know how I go do am. But for here, children go just talk to you anyhow they like go. So how we go take copy this kind of copy the good one and leave the bad one? I don't understand.
Because we are talking about Africa and Europe, but we have to remember that there is a generational gap. The children in Africa now, they are equally as exposed as the children in UK. When we were small, TV started at 4 o'clock. We don't have mobile. We don't have Facebook. We don't have all this exposure. Even they don't show bad adverts before 9 when we are small. Now, even from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're even showing people kissing on the TV. TV is 24 hours. Children have access to unnecessary things. Internet, the phone alone, a little box can do a lot of things. So I don't really believe that is a difference in Africa and Europe. I believe it's a difference in generation.
Okay.
When we were younger, things have moved on from that. So for us to be able to get these children on our side, we need to move on from our way of thinking. And we need to be innovative and creative and find new ways to support our children, to make our children know that we love them. That does not mean that we will not set boundaries and we will not be firm. But we leave it too late. We have to start from a young age to teach the children how to do things. That is why in my house we believe in show and tell. You know, in Africa we learn quick. When your mom tells you once, twice, you know it. Here, they are too busy with technology. They don't have time to learn. So you have to show. If you want to teach your child how to wash plates, you show them how to brush their mouth. You show them. Not only telling. Here, we become so busy. In Africa, your mom is cooking. You stand there. You watch her, isn't it? But here, you expect the child to know it, and you don't have time to show. We need to spend time to show our children, tell them, not just tell. We need to show and tell. What you expect. I cannot put my own culture on you or my family values on your own family. You as a mother, there's no parenting manual. You know what you want from your child. You know the age you feel your child should be low to be able to know how to wash plates. You need to spend time, show your child. And we find out that when we show our child, when we tell our child, we are training our children. And then the Bible says that when you train a child, it will give you less problem in the future. We need to be able to spend that time. When we are small, we come from school. Most of the time, our mother is at home. Or we go and meet her in the shop, like in my own case. We go and my mother comes home. At a certain time, work in Africa close early. Most parents work maybe 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. But here, we do 8 to 8, night, early, late, mid, twilight, all sorts of shifts. So there's no pattern. So there's a lot of factors. It's not one thing. So I will encourage parents that you need to look into your own family structure, your own family situation, and work out how best to support your children. And things change. When it was you and Oga, it's different. When baby one come, you have to make some adjustments. When baby two come, you have to make adjustments.
Sure.
As you are making adjustment for baby two, baby one is entering another class. She too, she's growing. You see, you have to be able to spend time at different phases of a child's life and be interested in what they're interested in. So I don't think it's about living the good culture or the bad culture. It's about looking at your child and looking at what is good for you as a family. And start from small. They are 4-year-old, 3-year-old, they finish playing with their toy. They should learn how to put it back in the toy box. The church is not a playground. Sit down when you are in the church. When we are small, we go to Catholic. You cannot get up to we until the service is over. But even now, me as an adult, in the service of 2 hours, I might want to go and we once. Although we have to understand that some people have a medical condition, maybe that makes them like that, so we shouldn't judge. But I'm just saying that we need to instill this discipline, these boundaries, this firmness from small, but at the same time understand that, number one, the times have changed, and number two, we are living in the diaspora. Things are different here. There's structure, there's laws, there's systems here. Your child must go to school. Africa, nobody cares your child go to school or not. Here, if your child doesn't go to school, they will question you.
Yes.
So we have to flow with the flow, with wisdom. So we have to ask God for that wisdom.
My people, I believe say una dey follow us bomber to bomber. I believe say una dey hear wetin we dey talk and una dey understand am well. I beg make una call the number wey dey for una screen. Make una no relax too much, just listen to us. Maybe small thing where you go talk now fit help yourself wey dey here wey dey talk, because we no know everything. Not be everything wey we know. So you wey dey for house, make you phone in on 0752 3015 300. Make you phone in, make you just tell us wetin you go tell us now for this kind matter wey we dey. This matter no be small matter, because as e dey so now, many people don dey think. They don dey think this one wey I don't know whether maybe many people no even know say na the thing wey government dey plan dey wan do, because many people no dey even listen to news. They no dey listen to anything. Maybe if you start now, they will say show na true. Wetin be this one? Me I no dey, you know. So wahala go come in. Abeg make una call us, make una tell us wetin una think about this thing here. My sister, this one now where we dey talk this one, and you know say for our wetin they call am, for our London, and you see not only London now sef. So this our black children wey be say na them come dey kill themselves, dey cause trouble, because we talk am last week, wey the thing dey make me cry. If I remember am like this, when parents go sit down, born pikin, train pikin, reach 16, 15, 14, 13, they just dey kill them like goat for road, and they kill themselves. So this mental health wetin they wan bring now, you think say e fit help this situation wey dey now?
I think it's a bit unrelated, because that's to do with the gang life, gang culture.
Because you just tell us now say depression, all these things, they start from when children, sometimes when children are when the children are little. Now they start, sometimes
in some cases.
In some cases, now they start. Me, I believe say some children will be say parents talk no, the school talk no, everybody talk no. There must be problem where they get now. No be am.
Yes.
So wetin I dey ask be say, you feel say this kind thing wey dem dey do now fit help? If you no fit help, make we how dem go you will go tell government make they help. If you get anything wey you feel say wey go help our people wey dey kill themselves, we go help them, make all these our children, make they stay for us, make they no go they enter gang, they follow bad friend, they go do things where they not supposed to.
Yeah, many of the support that the young adults have, unfortunately the government because of funding or one thing or the other, they've been stopped. So you don't find enough youth camps, youth groups as we used to find. And sometimes even this being idle, it causes it. And the Bible says that an idle man is the devil's workshop. Before, we have youth centers. So even when mom and dad are still at work, these children can go to the youth club. You will find youth workers there who will support them with homework. They have little problem. You will find youth worker who will counsel them, who will talk to them. You know, some of them might not be, feeling confident enough to tell their mom that this is what they are facing, but they will have a youth worker in the youth club. But many of these youth clubs, especially here in Kent, we used to have a lot of services. Many of them, there's no more funding. The government did not fund them for the next year. And you find that these children, they don't have much to do. And from there, they'll be joining each other. The bad idea will be coming. Competition will enter, then it will turn to gang. White against black. Postcode. I live in Chatham.
Yeah.
If I'm in the gang in Chatham, I must not cross to Gillingham. If I cross to Gillingham, the gang in Gillingham can kill. You understand? It leads to competition, peer pressure. And some parents, when you even tell them that your child is in the gang, they deny. They don't even believe.
Because they don't know now.
They don't know because they are not there. They don't know what their children do. They don't spend time. I'm guilty. So we are all learning here. It's not a blame game. It's how we can do things better, smarter, wiser. And the Bible says that wisdom is the principal thing. And wisdom comes from God. Nobody can help you to train your child. It's only you. And it's better for us to do it now. If you pay now, so that you will enjoy later. Or you just play now and you suffer later. As a parent, if you want your child to give you a good future, when you don't want to be running up and down gang, is your child at home, is he not at home, going to the police station, going to the prison, going to the court, your child has stolen, they are calling you from work, you have to be able to be there for your child and support the child. So like in CTRIM, we have our youth program. We have our bigger youths, younger adults who are supporting the ones coming up. And we have regular youth program. I think it's every 2 weeks. We, the parents, we support. We give some little pocket money so that when they come, they have activities to do. They need the money for the activities. Sometimes they go and watch programs. Sometimes they go to other church program. They do things here in the church. They learn different activities. Recently, I think it was in either July, over the summer, they went for a youth camp. All those things, they help. We have people who are, I'm not a youth worker, I'm a mental health practitioner, but we have people who are actually trained as youth worker, who will support these youth, teach them. We have to engage them. We parents, we want them to either be doing housework or reading their books. They are a complete being. They have to have some social engagement. When the church is involved with the youth club, teaching them, supporting them, coming to their level, doing what they like, it's better, isn't it?
It is.
Than just read and go and do housework. They need to also socialize, go out, watch movies with their own friend. They come to a state that they don't even want to go out with you, the mom and dad, but know what they are doing. Sometimes pop your head round, in the church, in their own youth program. What are you doing? Support what they are doing. So I believe that the government should bring back some of these youth camps and youth clubs that we had, and more youth workers that can help these children and support the children. That might help to reduce this gang culture. And don't be in denial. When somebody tells you your child has done something, in my country, we say that it takes a community to bring up a child. Be ready, be open for when people tell you. Don't be so defensive. Oh, my child cannot do that. Try and know your child. Try to stop them in their track.
Yeah. Like like this one now where you talk. This one now where you talk. Say Youth club. I don't see many churches, they get a youth club too, where children they go church, and you go see say all these children wey still they go church, and them still dey this gang. Some of them I know the church now. Some will be say from when they small now they go church. It can't reach where they don't grow. They no wan go church again. They come, they say, mama, papa, do this, do that. They get excuse for everything where they do. My papa do this, and this one where you they talk say, you get pikin where you don't sleep. Still say your pikin don't sleep. Maybe he sneak, come on for house. You go no say your pikin still there for your house. or still dey sleep for house, you no go know now. So wetin we get to tell all this our children sef wey be say they no dey hear?
Yes.
Wey be say wetin mama talk no good, wetin papa talk no
Yes.
good, na the one wey dey talk na im good. For this country wey we dey, they know wetin parents dey suffer, make we dey know say they get better education, they get better clothes to wear, they get better food to eat, they get even everything wey they want, even better phone sef to use.
But that's where we make the mistake. We want to provide all these things, but that time, we don't have that time. I personally still believe that the onus and the greatest responsibility lies more on the parents than the teachers in the school or the government, because we are keeping and leaving our responsibility to those people. That's why I said that everybody's own home is different. The kind of problem I'm facing with the youth in my home might not be the one you are facing with the youth in your home. So you have to know your child and catch this situation from the beginning. We cannot be leaving it to the police or to the doctors or to the teachers. It's left for us as parents to try, and then we get help when we need help. Start with your own family.
Okay, one of our viewers, he talk say Mrs. Elizabeth said saying they try to call us and they know they go through. Wetin come dem wetin they do our phone? So you know they go through. So he say in question is it possible for a student to get mental problem by reading some book like magic book or horror books?
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Thank you. We are trying to sort the phone out
sort
here.
the phone out, yeah. Is it possible?
Yes. I think the gates to our life, the Bible calls it the gates, how we get things. So from what we see, from what we hear, that is the main gates that we use to enter into our spirit man. It's just like when a child begins to watch pornography or read all these porn books. The child will one day want to practice it. The same thing when a child begins to read all these kind of magic books and horror books and all these games they are playing. You see the game, they are shooting in the game. The one that can kill the people the most. Some children as small as 3, 4 are playing game. They are seeing blood on the game. It doesn't affect them. I don't think as a Christian those things are good exposure. There are even sometimes that the government will even tell you that there's a certain game, don't allow your child to play those games. Even they are conscious of it. And I keep saying it that I don't think that the kind of high society people like the prime ministers, the MPs, and the royal family, we don't hear their children on the news all the time doing bad things. It's we that we hear that our children are killing each other, they are stealing, they are doing this, they are doing that.
So
you understand what I'm saying?
What they talk now? Those ones they perfect. They know.
No, they don't allow their children to do that. They don't allow their children to do it. They put firm rules on the ground. We believe sometimes that because sisters' children are wearing a Timberland trainer, I must work hard and provide my own. And we will work hard, and the fingers are not equal. What I can provide for my child is not what you can. Our salary is not the same. We still need to create that time to spend with the child and explain to the child. And you see, our children are very clever. Telling them, little Peter, stop reading that book. It's not enough. You need to take time, explain. This book is a horror book. It's a magic book. It's not good. It can invoke some things in your life, in your spirit man. What you see, what you hear is very, very important. Explain to them. Tell them why you are saying they shouldn't do this. Tell them why you are saying they should do this. We cannot be successful all the time. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why we need to pray.
So what do they talk now, as Mrs. Elizabeth said? What do they talk? We say all this magic book, all the children they read, this one, all this horror movie where they watch. You get one news the other day where one boy go kill persons, slaughter the person. Na film movies where they watch. Now he go, make him enter his head. Now he can't go do something like that. So make we what you want tell, because our time don't they go now. We go close very soon. What do you want tell our as a mother and the person wey don't know, don't go into all this mental health or personal therapy, all these kind things. Wetin you wan tell our youth? Which advice wey you wan give them? Make dem dey focus. Wetin you wan tell them?
Youth, it's very important to be close to mommy and daddy. I always tell my own children that I cannot lead you astray. They will make mistake. I'm there to support you. But the mistake will be less if you let me know. So you have a young girl in the house, teach the girl about abstinence, about virginity, explain the biblical concept, tell her, why it is important to abstain, and encourage her that when she has a boyfriend or somebody ask her out, she should talk to you about it. If not, by the time you know, it's already too late. Then maybe they'll go and be pregnant or, But because we've put this fear in our children, they find some of us, mom and dad, either we are not at home, we are always working or going to party or going out or visiting.
Or whether we're strict.
Or we are too strict. And the child doesn't find you approachable. They're already there. They rather tell their friend before they tell you. And that will put, them in further trouble. So for me, we need to set boundaries, but at the same time, we need to be approachable. Let your children know where you stand, but be approachable. Like your child should be able to come and talk to you and tell you what they are going through, and you can support them. So youth out there, there's a lot of support in place for you. Here in the church, if you cannot talk to mom and dad, I'm sure there are other aunties and uncle. You have your youth programs, you have the pastor, you have people like Sister Chichi here, anything goes with Chichi Zubi. You have people like me who do the 2 Minutes Sunday. You have someone like Mrs. Jack, who is also into counseling people in terms of their physical health. So I think it's very important that you approach somebody, you seek help. Talk to somebody and seek help. And let mom and dad know what you are going through. And mom and dad, when you see the changes in the children, begin to act on it. I know a young boy who suddenly he wants to stay in the dark.
Oh.
When he comes from school, he doesn't want to put on his light. He wants to stay in the dark.
Oh
He even started using foil to cover his window. You can see there's a change in the child. That's how I used to do. When he comes from school, he will just be up there. You will leave him. No. It's time to go nearer to the child.
So,
there must be something with that change that has made the child to change. We have to be more observant and we have to be open to understand that we are living in a different culture and a different age. Technology alone is causing, for me, is causing more. There's a place for social media, but then you have to be wise and you have to be social media smart to be able to deal with it, which some children are not matured enough to handle. You see, the funny thing is that because these children, if you don't tell them, if you ever watch a show like Jeremy Kyle, you will see them there and they will point the finger to you and blame you. Mom, Dad, you didn't tell me. When I was young, when I was doing this, when I was doing that, you didn't correct me. Now they will look at you as the bad mom, the bad dad. Oh, my mom is too strict. Oh, my mom will never agree. But in the future, go and watch Jeremy Kyle, you will see them there. I don't talk to my mom again. I don't talk to my dad again. She never had time for me. All she did was work. All she did was go to party. If I want to talk to her, she would tell me, go, I'm busy. It's your fault. When you saw me smoking drug, did you stop me? Did you warn me? Have you ever watched those shows? They come back and blame you in the future. So there's a part for the church to play. There's a part for the mom and dad to play. And there's a part for the child to play.
Yes.
We cannot leave it to the society, like to the teachers. It's not the same as Africa, where if you are caught doing something bad, the auntie that live 2 streets away will beat you before you will even come home.
Before you will even come
home and get another beating. It's not the same here. Here, teacher will be afraid to smack your child. They don't want you to get them in trouble. The nurse too will say, I don't want to lose my pin, isn't it? Everybody is afraid. Nobody wants to be involved. So therefore, it's the church. And the government needs to seek solution from the church. We're not involved in decision making in the land. You understand?
My people, waiting I won't tell when I be say, this topic today when we talk on a very good topic. And waiting I won't tell youth of nowadays we say, make you the listing, make you help your parents, even though they talk to you. Some families self, it be like say that they no get stable parents. their parents, if one day, one no day. You as a youth, make you choose the better life to live. Make you choose life wey go help you, because this life wey we dey talk about na your life, no be your mother life, no be your father life. If you go join gang, they kill you tomorrow, na you die. Your papa and your mama dey alive, they still dey eat, na they eat, they go. You don die, your own don go, you go enter 6 feet. So wetin I dey say this thing be say, anybody, any youth wey know say in the wrong side, in dey go where e no suppose to go, make you just do U-turn, come back, come back, focus yourself in God, focus yourself for book, focus yourself for something wey go help you for life. Because all this buru wey they do from this joint to this joint, from this knife to another knife, e no go help you, e no go help your family, e no go help your younger ones, e no go even help your senior ones. Because if you die today, e go affect you, e go affect mama, e go affect papa, e go affect everybody wey dey around you. So na be say you destroy so many things. Abeg my youth, una dey talk to, abeg make una use una self, make una advise una self, make una advise una self. Because I know say when if a child dey go astray, you know, a child wey dey do bad thing, you know say that thing wey you dey do na bad thing. You fit bring yourself back when you don see say you dey do bad thing. So for una, make una still listen to 2 Minutes Sunday and our sister Jen Jack, where they do health something for Christ the Rock too. Make una dey listen, make una just enter our Christ the Rock international website, una go see all these things. So with their topic to wey dem dey show, e go still help us for mental health wey we dey talk about. May una and I dey thank everybody wey join us today. Abeg may una no vex say we no start on time, na im make us our time come dey reach like this. We dey start 4 o'clock, finish 5 o'clock, but today we no come start the time wey we start. So we dey apologize for every inconveniences wey we don give una today. We say sorry, abeg. May God bless una. My sister, my beautiful sister, thank you so much. God bless you. We really enjoy you today.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, CTRIM. God bless you. Have a nice week. Day's work. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.